Hi there, it's Laura at Aquamarine18. Thanks for stopping by, or welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're finding me for the first time today. Happy that you are here. So today I'm here with another day of 31 Days of Tarot hosted by Ethany. And today's prompt is for day 11, and day 11 asks us to share our favorite depiction of the High Priestess, Major Arcana number 2. So, folks will know I'm not good at favorites, so I don't know if I can say a definitive, absolute 100% favorite depiction of the High Priestess. There are many that I like and appreciate for different reasons, but I do want to share one that I love and maybe talk a little bit about why I love it, and it's a little bit of an unconventional one, but it is certainly a favorite of mine, and I will, I guess, share why that is. So the card that I wanted to talk about for today on the High Priestess is the High Priestess from the Prisma Visions Tarot. And here it is. And so folks who have worked with this deck will know that in this deck the minors create panoramas if you lay them out side by side, and they're borderless. But the Major Arcana have these frames around them, including, of course, the High Priestess. And while this card does not depict the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith, for example, of the priestess sitting and facing, forwards out towards the reader, it does have some of that traditional symbolism that we see in Pamela Coleman Smith's artwork and decks that are inspired by it, like the pomegranates, like the crescent moon, and like the pervasiveness of water. And this card, I think, stands out for me as a High Priestess that I like, in part because the Prisma Visions as a deck, just by James R. Eads, feels in some ways like a very High Priestessy deck to me. The colors, in the blues feel very watery to me. The painterly style feels very watery to me. And it, the color palette evokes High Priestess for me for sure. The silver gilding can maybe recall the moon or the moon on the water, right? There's lots about this deck that feels High Priestessy to me. And I'll just read from the small guidebook, which is written by Catherine Toombs, what it has to say about the High Priestess in this deck. So the booklet reads, "The High Priestess is the ruler of the subconscious, where ideas are first conceived. Much like Persephone, she treads the surface of the underworld, brimming with insight but biding her time. When the moment is right, she will burst into the sunshine with all she has learned below. But for now, her footsteps ripple the water in the light of the waning moon, which calls for a quiet retreat of imagination and inner reflection. Counterbalancing the raw power of the magician, the High Priestess is the internal, introspective side of creation. She is the fertile subconscious where ideas are first brought to life. Also consider that action is not always the best possible step. Sometimes it's best to reflect, amass strength, and consider your options before beginning anew. This is not an indication of cowardice, but of wisdom." And I feel like just a lot of the things that I think about when I think about the High Priestess, I can find in this card. So the whole card feels so watery to me, with this light skimming of the water as the figure walks away, and with the reflections, we can see the reflections of the moon down into the water and of the pomegranate down into the water. And I feel like there's a lot about the High Priestess as a card that is mysterious, right? That we can think about, the thinning veil, and there's something about the High Priestess that can be elusive, right? Like it invites really going deep. And I think that the figure, walking away into the night evokes that kind of sense of mystery to me. So I really like this High Priestess, and again, there are so many High Priestess cards that I like that it was difficult to just pick one to talk about. But I feel like this one, as a unique depiction, but that does involve some of the traditional symbolism, is one that I really like to see and see turn up in readings. So that's the High Priestess from the Prisma Visions Tarot. If you have a particular favorite High Priestess card, do let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear, and I will keep an eye out for everyone else's videos so that I can see all of these beautiful High Priestesses as responses for today's prompt. So thank you again for watching, and I will see you tomorrow for another day of 31 Days of Tarot. Have a good one. Bye.